Okay, we're in the 40s, people. I repeat, Review 41 is coming. I like throwing it old school every once in a while, so why not go back to the Super Nintendo? This time we got the Animaniacs for the Super Nintendo. This is an interesting game. I've had this game since I was a kid and I never ever could figure it out. But let's talk about the Animaniacs first. It was a cartoon show from Warner Brothers, and while that's cool and all, it just seems like a very corporate series. I mean, their last names are Warner, for crying out loud. It just doesn't seem all that original. And outside of the memes of Yakko, the most recognizable characters from this series is Pinky and the Brain, who are the bad guys. So while the Animaniacs as a whole are a recognizable franchise, it just seems like a weak one. So about the actual game, it starts off with Brain scheming to steal a movie script from Warner Brothers so that they can make their own movie and make a huge profit, take over the world. I find it so funny that they go to these lengths to steal a movie script just to put in the hard, honest work to turn into a movie. It just seems like a weird mix of ethics. So then it's the Animaniacs' job to find the scenes of the movie and prevent Pinky and the Brain from making the movie. And each page is found in a different set. And each level is a platformer where you need to traverse through the level, maybe fight a boss, and then gain a page of the script. There's a couple different maneuvers you can do. One is this dash thing, which makes this funny sound. I kind of like it. But you also pick things up and throw them, but you don't really pick it up. It kind of just floats there and then it flies off in the direction you're facing. Also, let's just take in the time to soak in how happy all the Animaniacs are, and when they're all dancing around the CEO guy in the beginning, it seriously has me cracking up. The first level is more of an introductory level to show you the mechanics of the game, because after finishing the first level, you're taken to a level select screen, which is the map of the Warner Brothers studio, so I think that's really a creative way to show the different levels. At this point, I would say the game has good graphics, it has a good atmosphere, it has good game design, and it's aesthetically pleasing, but sadly this is where the positives come to an end, because I think there are three deadly video game sins that feed off of each other so well that make it really difficult for the game to be enjoyable. The first is that there's different planes of the 2D platforming, and there can be up to 4 planes, which means you can be in the front of the level, you can be in the mid-front, you can be in the mid-back, or in the back. So while it feels like you have the freedom to go forward and backward and between the planes, you're only limited to those 4 lanes. If you tap up, you automatically go to the next lane. There's no going in between. This can be hard to manage because it's a 2D platformer, so it's hard to determine what plane you're on, what plane is the platform on, are you trying to get a coin, do you have to change planes mid-flight? It's just too much. The second sin is that the 3 Animaniacs, when you have full lives, are on the screen at the same time, which is fine at first because those characters can pick up coins for you, which, that's an added bonus, but then you can lose yourself in which Animaniac you are and you end up dying. I mean, can you tell which one's me? How about now? Who am I? It gets so confusing and it plays into the different planes issue I said before so poorly that you lose yourself with the Animaniacs and you lose which plane you're on and you just can't really play the game that well. The last sin is the unrelenting life system, which you get to use all 3 Animaniacs to use as lives, but then it's game over. You can gain continues, but continues take you back to the beginning of the level, and then you only get 1 Animaniac to beat the whole level with. And how do you get more continues? By collecting coins and gold coins, which then spin a slot machine? Really? I have to rely on the luck to determine how many extra chances I get to play the game? It's just infuriating because I die so much because there's 3 Animaniacs on the screen and I get confused there, then the planes are getting weird and I get confused there, I'm down to 1 life and the slot machine doesn't go my way, and then it's game over. I gotta start all over again. Like I said before, on the surface level, the graphics and the aesthetics are quite good for the Super Nintendo, and I've never watched the show, but the clips I've seen are kind of funny. But it just bothers me that there's so many ways to make this game harder to play. It just seems artificially hard. If just one of these sins was not present, it would be a little bit easier to play and a little bit easier to enjoy, but as the game actually is, it's just not a game I see many people picking up and immediately enjoying. Fortunately for the Rugrats game, that got bumped off the worst section here, but this game has the looks, it just can't get the mechanics of the game down. And even without those, it'd be average at best, but in the state it's in now, I just don't think it's that playable. I don't really know how many more Super Nintendo games I have. I didn't really have that many growing up, so not sure how much longer I can keep reviewing them, but we shall see. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching. We'll come out with another review soon, so see you then.